Good day, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Our webinar is about to start, and we would like you to spare a moment for our doxology. Once again, good day, everyone. It is my pleasure to be your host today. I am Krishna Tila, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to be with us today. But before we proceed to our main event, let me ask you, how often do you use internet? Is there a time that you ask yourself, am I safe online? Or am I cyber safe? Well, if it doesn't come to your mind yet, let me define the meaning of cyber safety. Cyber safety is maximizing users' awareness to personal safety, or it is a personal self-protection from computer crime. Later, if you have question or clarification according to our discussion, feel free to comment to the comment section. So, to give you the detailed information on how to be safe online, parents, graduates, students, and children, I am gladly introducing you our with high honor student in empowerment technology. Please welcome our first speaker, Miss Sheila May Salarda.
Thank you, Ms. Krishna, for the pleasant introduction. I am very pleased to share my knowledge into the preceding topics, mainly to the Internet safety rules. So, why is the Internet safety rules necessary? So, cyber safety for youth is not just about securing data, but rather about securing reputations and identity of the next generation. We people should face it. Most already living in a cyber society, regardless of the age, of the gender, and even the nationality. Ignoring the fact that it is affecting us should be eliminated in the minds of all in order to recognize cyber threats. And to avoid these threats, here are the tips to be secured online. Number one. Number one is to keep personal information professional and limited of cybersecurity. So the most important type of information to keep private online is the personal identifiable information or the PII. According to the US Services General Administration, it is the information that can be used to distinguish or trace an individual's identity that can be linked or linkable to a specific individual. So these are the names, the addresses, the biometrics, the ID numbers, the phone numbers, the vehicle ID or title numbers, and technology asset information. So all the seven informations that I have mentioned are all best to be kept as private as possible online. Second, Second is to keep your privacy settings on. So in this age of trends, hashtags, likes, tweets, shares, and snaps, online privacy can seem almost non-existent. Ignoring the can seem almost non-existent. We are sharing our lives through social media now more than ever, since during this pandemic, we tend to do everything online. We shop online, we make friends online, and we study online. If we are voluntarily handing over so much personal information online, then anyone can be a victim of identity theft. Having your identity stolen can compromise your everyday activity and undermine your reputation both privately and professionally. So, when sharing thoughts or information online with people you don't personally know or trust, keep in mind that once a photo, message, video, or anything that you input online is shared, there is no control over where it can go. And one good example of this is the MMK episode about identity theft. If you still haven't watched it, we recommend you to do so because it is an awakening for those people who easily put trust into people they just met online. Number three, be careful of what you download. So you should only download from the sites that you trust. So major organizations such as bank, insurance company, and the um, the government itself can generally be trusted. So anything that you download from them should be safe. But what about the other websites that you aren't very familiar of? So first, you should check the web address authenticity by sourcing the web address yourself and double checking it. You may look for the HTTPS in the web address as this shows that the site uses secure information. You may also want to look for the contacts page to know if the owner of this site isn't hiding his or her identity, which could be a good sign that the site isn't malicious or suspicious at all. And if after all this you still doubt if the site is not safe, it is best not to download anything from it. But if you still insist, you can use a virus or spyware scanner to before downloading, so you can think of this scanner as your personal bodyguard online. Number four. Number four is to choose passwords. So one of the most common ways that hackers breaks into computer is by guessing your passwords. Simple and commonly used passwords enables intruders to easily gain access of your computing device. And this unwanted intrusion is a potentially major problem for every users of computers and smartphones or tablets. The consequences for the victims of these breaks-in can include the valuable loss of your data, such as your presentations and your email. Moreover, unwanted users or unauthorized users may also use someone else's computer to break into their law, and that could put the victim into legal trouble. And of course, nobody wants that. That is why keep in mind that the stronger the password it is or the more difficult the password is, the less the likelihood that one's computer will fall victim into an unwanted intrusion. Number 5. Number 5 is to make online purchases from secured sites. So since during this pandemic, I have observed that online shopping seems to be in trend because of its conveniency, of course. But as its popularity had increased, so does the risk. More and more people will try to scam you out of your money and steal your credit card details or your card details. So when it comes to making purchases online, there are payment methods that are safer than the others. For starters, it is best to use credit cards than debit cards. Or if you wanted, you can also use third-party payment services such as PayPal or GCash, as this will allow you to pay without giving the merchant your actual credit details or credit card details. But also, if available, you may also use the COD or the cash on delivery. And last but not the least, avoid visiting malicious, criminal, or inappropriate websites. So it is approximately 18.5 million websites are infected with malicious content. That is around 1% of the total number of the websites online. I know it doesn't sound as a huge percentage, but believe me, this 1% can cause significant trouble. And if a questions have been in your mind, yes, you can certainly be infected by just visiting a website. If you have a vulnerable plugin or vulnerable browser. So, anyways, why is a malicious website so misleading? So hackers are incredibly clever and they're even more deceptive. That is why they design malicious websites to look as genuine as possible. These websites looks just like a legitimate website. And of course, we as humans, we tend to make quick decisions based on our impressions. And in this digital busy age, it is never truer than when online. And you've got to admit it. So this malicious website takes advantage of that. It will attempt to install malware in your devices that may disrupt your computer operations and steal your personal information. And in a worst case scenario, gain total access to your machine.
Thank you, Miss Sheila. To give further details, I would like to introduce you with high honor student also in empowerment technology. Please welcome our second speaker, Mr. Hanson Burak.
Thank you very much, Miss Krishna, for recognizing me. I would like to thank you for inviting me to let you know the importance of our webinar to discuss our own safety and our parents' knowledge for online safety. Just comment down below if you want to shout out. If you want to shout out, we will discuss that later. The world of internet can be a dangerous neighborhood for everyone, but children and teens are especially vulnerable, from cyber predators to social media posts that can come back to hunt them later in life. Online hazard can have severe, costly, and even tragic consequences. So, maaaring mailantad ng mga bata ang kanilang mga pamilya sa mga banta ng internet. Halimbawa, sa pamamagitan ng hindi sinasadyang pag-download ng malware na maaaring bigyan ng access ang mga cybercriminal sa bank account ng kanilang mga magulang o iba pang sensitibong impormasyon. Ang pagprotekta sa mga bata sa internet ay isang bagay ng kamalayan na nalalaman kung ano ang mga panganib na nakakubli at kung paano mapapangalagaan laban sa kanila. Bagaman, Makatutulong ang cybersecurity software na maprotektahan laban sa ilang mga banta. Ang pinakamahalaga, hakbang sa kaligtasan ay ang bukas na komunikasyon sa iyong mga anak. But first things first, what is cyber threat? Where do cyber threat comes from? What are the examples of cyber threats? Why it is necessary to protect against cyber threats? How to protect against and identify cyber threats? Well, a cyber threat is a security threat is a malicious act that seeks to damage data, steal data, or disrupt digital life in general. Cyber threats include computer viruses, take note of that, data breaches, denial of service or DOS, attacks and other attack vectors. Cyber threats also refers to the possibility of successful cyber attack that aims to gain unauthorized access, damage, disrupt, or steal an information technology asset, computer networks, intellectual property, or any other form of sensitive data. Cyber threats can come from within an organization by trust users or from remote location by unknown parties. Next. But where do cyber threats come from? Cyber threats comes from numerous threats actors including hostile nation state. National cyber warfare programs provide emerging cyber threats ranging from propaganda, website defacement, espionage, disruption of key infrastructure to lose life. So, ano nga ba yung hostile state? Ang hostile state na estado ay nagbibigay ng pinakamataas na peligro dahil sa kanilang kakayahan mabisang gumamit ng teknolohiya at mga tool laban sa pinakamahirap na target tulad ng mga classified na networks at critical na infrastruktura tulad ng mga grid ng kuryente at mga valve control gases. Next. So, terrorist groups. Terrorist groups are increasingly using cyber attacks to damage national interests. They are less developed in cyber attacks and have a lower propensity to pursue cyber means than national state. So, terrorist groups, malamang sa malamang, ang mga grupo ng terorista ay nagpapakita ng malaking pababanta sa cyber habang ang mas may kakayahang teknolohikal na henerasyon ay sumali sa kanilang ranggo. Halimbawa, meron mga ibang tao sa social media na hindi natin kilala na bigla silang nagpo-promote o naghihikayat ng mga kabataan, teens, o iba pang mga tao para sumali o sumang-ayon sa kanilang pinaglalabang relihiyon man o gobyerno. Next. Corporate spies, organized crime organizations. Corporate spies and organized crime organizations pose a risk due to their ability to conduct industrial espionage to steal trade secrets or large-scale monetary theft. Generally, ang mga partido na ito ay interesado sa mga aktibidad na nakabatay sa kita, alinman sa pagkakaroon ng kita o pagkakambala sa kakayahan ng isang negosyo. Na kumita sa pamamagitan ng pag-atake ng pangunahing infrastruktura ng mga kakumpetensya nila, kagaya ng pagnanakaw ng mga lihim na kalakalan o pagkakaroon ng access at pang-blackmail na material. Next. Activists range across political ideals and issues. Most activist groups are concerned with spreading propaganda rather than damaging infrastructures or disrupting service. Ang activist ang kanilang layunin upang suportahan ang kanilang pang-political agenda sa halip na maging sanhi ng maximum na pinsala sa isang samahan. Next. Disgruntled insiders. Disgruntled insiders are common source of cybercrime. Insiders don't often need a high degree of computer knowledge to expose sensitive data because they may be authorized to access data. Insiders also include third party o kasama rin ang mga banta ng insiders ang mga third party na vendor man at empleyado na maaring hindi sinasadyang ipakilala ang malware sa mga sistema o maaring malagin sa isang ligtas na timba o S3. Ang gagawin lamang nila, i-download ang mga nilalaman nito at ibahagi ito sa online na nagre-resulta ng isang paglabag sa data. Next. Hackers, malicious intruders, could take advantage of a zero-day exploit to gain unauthorized access to data. Hackers may break into information system for a challenge or bragging rights. Um, ang mga hackers daw ay maaring makapasok sa mga sistema ng impormasyon para sa isang hamon o pagmamayabang. Noong nakaraan, dati-rati daw, nangangailangan sila ito ng isang mataas na antas ng kasanayan. Pero ngayon, iba na. May mga automatic na silang pag-atake ng script at mga protocol na maaaring ma-download mula sa internet. Ang ginagawa nilang nila is simple o sopistikadong pag-atake. Next. Natural disasters. Natural disasters represent a cyber threat because we can disrupt your key infrastructures just like a cyber attack could. But natural disaster is the same as accidental action of authorized users, so I will include it to my next explanation. Next. Accidental actions of authorized users. Unauthorized users may forget to correctly figure S3 security, causing a potential data leak. O, sa makatuwid, ang ilan sa mga pinakamalalaking paglabag sa data ay sanhi ng hindi magandang pagsasayos kaysa sa mga hackers o hindi nasisiyan sa mga Tagalog. Next. Now, I will discuss the different types of cyber threats that we could be aware of because first of all, it is common and this is always happens. What can they do to us and what harm can it do? How it can be solved? We will find it, but first we will define the following. Next. Ransomware. Familiar ba kayo sa ransomware? Comment down below na lang kung familiar kayo dyan. Ransomware is a form of malware that encrypts a victim's file. Attackers then demands a ransom from a victim to restore access to the data upon payment. Users are shown instructions for how to pay a fee to get a description key. The cost can range from a few $100s to thousands. Sa Pilipinas, abutin yan siguro ng milyon payable to cyber criminal in Bitcoin. Karaniwang sinasagawa ang pag-atake ng ransomware gamit ang isang Trojan. Trojan po yung gamit nila na nagkukubli bilang isang lehitimong file na gumagamit at nanlilinlang sa pag-download o pagbubukas kapag dumating ito bilang kalakip na email. O yung paman, isang halimbawa ng mataas na profile, yung WannaCry worm ay automatic na naglalakbay sa pamamagitan ng mga computer nang walang pakikipag-ugnayan sa gumagamit. But how to prevent ransomwares? There are possible ways to avoid that. There are numbers of defensive steps you can take to prevent ransomware infection. These steps are, of course, a good security practices in general. So, the following them improves your defense from all sorts of attackers. Number 1, keep your operating system patched and up to date to ensure you have fewer vulnerabilities to exploit. Ibig sabihin nun, naka-desktop man o iOS, basta panatilihin natin nakapatch, updated, at napapanahon ang iyong operating system upang matiyak na mayroon kang napapansin na unupdated system sa iyong software. Kasi pag hindi mo ito laging ina-update, may chance ang magkaroon o may pumasok na cyber threat sa iyong software. Don't install software or give it administrative privilege unless you know exactly what it is and what it does. Install antivirus software, that's the important, which detect malicious programs like ransomware as they arrive. And whistling software, which prevent an authorized application from exhausting in the first place. And of course, back up your files frequently and automatically. That won't stop a malware attack, but it can make the damage caused by one much less significant. Huwag mag-install ng mga software o bigyan ito ng pribilehiyong mag-administratibo maliban kung alam mo eksakto kung ano ito at kung ano ang ginagawa nito. Next, familiar ba kayo sa drive-by download attack? Just comment down below if you are familiar on it. What is drive-by download attack? A drive-by download attack refers to the unintentional download of a malicious code to your computer or mobile devices that leads you to open to a cyber attack. You don't have to click on anything. Just press download or open a malicious email attached to become affected. So, yung drive-by downloads attack daw dito, may kailangan ka lang pindutin or pag may hindi ka nasadyang mapindot, wala na, infected ka na. Parang ganun lang yun. So, napakadelikado po ng drive-by download attack. So, a drive-by download attack can take advantage of an app, operating system, or web browser that contains security flaws due to unsuccessful updates, or lack of updates. Unlikely many other types of cyber attack, a drive-by download doesn't rely on the users to do anything to activate enable attack. So, ang users daw po ang bahala kung paano nila ma-infect. Wala pong gagawin ang drive-by downloads. Nasa users po yan kasi may pinipindot po, pag mayroon po silang napindot na hindi nilang kilalang malware or software, infected na po sila. Drive-by downloads are designed to breach your device for one or more of the following. Hijack your device. Number 1. To build a botnet, infect other device, or breach your folders. Number 2. Spy on your activity. To steal online credentials, financial info, or identity. Ruin data. Number 3. Ruin data or disable your device to simply cause trouble or personally harm you. Without proper security software or fix for your vulnerabilities, you could become a victim of a drive-by download attack. But many website owners can prevent drive-by downloads. For a website owner, just like you are the first line of defense. Kaya nakasabi ko, ikaw po ang bahala kasi ikaw po ang kumokontrol between hackers that targets your users. To give yourself and your users peace of mind, strengthen your infrastructures with these tips. Keep all website components up to date. This includes themes, add-ons, plugins, or any other infrastructure. Ibig sabihin, lagi mo pong ina-update yung iOS mo device, desktop device para hindi mag-pop up yung mga add-ons na hindi mo kilala or yung mga unaware kasi malay mo galing yun sa dark web, ganun, napindot mo bigla. Kasi minsan nagtatago sila bilang advertisements or ads. Parang ganun. Na pag clinic mo, once na clinic mo, mag-e-enter ka na, isa ka ng biktima ng drive-by downloads. Ganun po. Remove any outdated or unsupported components of your website. Without regular security patches, old software is perfect for fraud study and exploit. Use strong passwords and usernames for your admin accounts. Install protective web security software in your site. Monitoring software will help keep watch for any malicious change to your site backend code. Consider how your advertisement use might affect users. Just like I said, advertisement is more important to manage and watch. Advertisements are the popular vectors for drive-by downloads. Be sure your users aren't getting recommended suspect advertisement. Next, online precautions and vigilance. With the number of cyber attacks increasing at an alarming rate, understanding the types of threats one could be exposed to is crucial. I will include online vigilance in crypto hacking because it is the same as how they attack an online victim. Next. Then, what is crypto hacking and vigilance? Crypto hacking and vigilance is unauthorized use of someone else's computers to mine cryptocurrency. Hackers do this by either getting the victim to click on a malicious link in an email that logs crypto mining code on a computer, or by infecting a website or online ad with JavaScript code that auto-executes once loaded in a victim's browser. Either way, the crypto mining code then works in the background unsuspecting victims use their components normally. The only sign they might notice is lower perform or lags on execution. Nabiktima na ba kayo ng crypto hacking or vigilance? Just comment down below para malaman namin kung ano yun. Proceed. How crypto hacking or vigilance work? Hackers have two primary ways to get a victim's computer to secretly mine cryptocurrency. One is to trick victims into loading crypto mining code onto their computers. This is done through phishing-like tactics. Victims receive a legitimate looking email that encourages them to click on a link. The link runs code that places the crypto mining script on the computer. The script then runs in the background as the victims work. Ibig sabihin nun, ang iba pang pamamaraan ay upang mag-ineksyon ng isang script sa isang website o isang ad na naihatid sa maraming mga website. Sa sandaling bisitahin ng mga biktima o ng users ang website na yon o ang nahawang ad na pop-up sa kanilang mga browser, automatic na yung nagsasagawa ng script. Walang code yon na nai-imbak sa mga computer ng mga biktima. Alinmang pamamaraan na ginagamit, nagpapatakbo ang code ng mga komplikadong problema sa matematika sa mga computer ng mga biktima at nagpapadala ng mga resulta sa isang server na kinokontrol ng hacker. Okay, so how to prevent crypto hacking or vigilance? We follow this step to minimize the risk of your organization falling prey or to keep crypto hacking. Incorporate the crypto hacking threats into your security awareness training, focusing on phishing type attempts to load scripts onto users' computers. Install an ad blocking or anti-crypto mining extension on your web browser. Since crypto hacking scripts are often delivered through web ads, installing an ad blocker can be an effective means of stopping them. Some ad blockers like AdBlockers Plus have some capable to detect crypto mining scripts. Libert recommends extension like NoCons or Miner Block, which are designed to detect and block crypto mining script. Next. And lastly, what is phishing attacks? Just comment down below kung alam mo yung phishing attacks. Discuss natin yan. Phishing is a type of social engineering attack often used to steal users' data, including login credential and credit card numbers. It occurs when an attacker, masquerading as a trusted entity, dupes a victim into opening an email, instant message, or text message. The recipient is then tricked into clicking a malicious link, which can lead to the installation of malware, the freezing of the system as part of a ransomware attack, or revealing of its sensitive information. More on, phishing is often used to gain a foothold in corporate or government network as part of a target attack. But how to prevent phishing? Phishing attacks protect requires be taken by both users and enterprises. For users, just like us, a spook message often contains subtle mistakes that impose its true identity. This includes spelling mistake or change to domain names as seen in the earlier URL example. For enterprises, a number of steps can be taken to mitigate both phishing and spear phishing attacks. Sa mga katuwid, ang two-factors authentication o 2FA ay ang pinakamabisang pamamaraan sa pag-counter sa mga pag-atake ng phishing attacks. Dahil dito, kasi nadaragdagan ito ng sobrang layer ng pag-verify kapag nag-login ka sa mga sensitibong aplikasyon. Ang 2FA ay yung maasa na gumagamit na mayroong dalawang bagay. Isang bagay na alam nila tulad ng isang password at pangalan na gumagamit at isang bagay na mayroon sila tulad ng kanilang smartphone. Kahit na nakakompromiso ang mga aplikado nito, pinipigilan ng 2FA ang paggamit ng kanilang mga nakompromiso na credentials dahil ito lamang ay hindi sapat upang makakuha ng pagpasok. Ang mga kampanyang pang-edukasyon tulad ng universidad at paaralan ay makatutulong din na mabawasan ang banta ng pag-atake ng phishing dahil ito siguro common to sa pamamagitan ng pagpapatupad ng mga ligtas na kasanayan tulad ng hindi pag-click sa mga panlabas na link sa email. And today, I will introduce Miss Sheila again so that she can discuss the meaning and important details in the next slide about online cookies.
So the cookies that we are going to tackle today isn't a cookie that is edible and can be bought on stores, but rather this cookie can be found on the internet. So these cookies are the files on your computers or other devices the websites use to store your informations between sessions. However, some uses these informations to track your browsing habits to target advertising at you, while some are used by criminals to create a profile of your interests and activities with a view to fraud. So initially, this cookies doesn't contain any personal informations. It doesn't scan your computer, nor it doesn't do investigations to gather your personal informations. Any personal information that it may contain is a result of your own doing. It is your own input to the website's form. So basically, cookies aren't harmful, but because it carries sensitive data or sensitive informations about you, it can be a potential target for hackers. So if you wanted, you can lessen or limit the collection of your information by disabling cookies on your browsers. You may also be able to modify your settings to require your permission every time that a website tries to set a cookie. But you have to keep in mind that once you disable these cookies, some of the services on these websites may not work properly, and that could be your choice. It is an option for you. You can either disable this or not.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila, for your wonderful presentation and elaboration. Now, I will continue my brief but detailed explanation on our next topic. Next, etiquette in online education. During your online degree program, you will frequently be asked to participate in online discussion and will occasionally do peer reviews of your classmates' work. Here are 10 rules na etiquette that will help you successfully communicate as you learn online. So, ang mga patakaran sa mga pag-aaral sa online at pag-aaral sa silid-aralan ay halos parehas lamang. Kailangan mo mag-aral, kumuha ng tala, dumalo sa isang klase at lumahok sa talakayan. Sa silid-aralan naman, ang iyong mga salita, kilos, postura at ekspresyon ng muka ay naiuugnay ang iyong mga saloobin at obserbasyon sa iyong mga kamag-aral at guro. Ngunit paano mo may papakita ang iyong sarili sa online? Kung saan nakasulat na salita ang makikita nila. Next. Be respectful. Review what you wrote and try to interpret it objectively. When we speak to face and are misunderstood, we have an on-the-spot opportunity to rephrase our words. In writing, we must strive twice as hard as be to be understood, as we do not have benefit of modifying or elaborating in real time. If you wouldn't say it face to face, don't say it online. When you're working online, you're safe behind a screen, but that's no excuse to be ill-mannered or say things you would never say in public. Don't assume. Everyone understood where you are coming from. Sarcasm and wit is often the spice of in-person conversation, but in online discussion, it can only lose its edge. It can bite. In your high school classroom, all students were the same age, came from similar backgrounds and lived in the same area. In contrast, your online classroom is made up of people of all ages. Don't spam. Please don't take advantage on your connection with the other student in online classroom to forward emails and links regarding to your politics, spiritual beliefs, or to sell your service. Use emoticons. In casual classroom settings, emoticons can help convey feelings that may otherwise get lost in translation, including humor, expression, exhaustion, and even confusion. Respect others' privacy. Don't give out another student's personal email address without permission. Remember, if it's not on internet, it's everywhere. Don't share personal information about yourself in public online forum, especially something that could put your safety or security at risk. And lastly, follow the rules, forgive and forget. If you're offended by something another student says online, keep it in mind that you may have misunderstood their intention. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Next, our privacy is vulnerable and now more than ever we need to protect it. That's true. But here's what to do for protecting yourself online. Here's my tips. Secure your computer or laptop physically and by activating your firewall. A firewall works exactly as the name suggests. It monitors all the incoming and outgoing traffic towards your computer. If your antivirus doesn't include a firewall, make sure you have Windows Firewall activated. Cross-check your social media security things. Make sure your social networking profiles like Facebook, Twitter's, YouTube, Google account, etc. are set to private. Check your security settings. Never post sensitive information about you online. Once it is on internet, it is there forever. Commenting on various websites may show up after 2 years in Google search result of your name. Try a Google search of your name with double quotes. Remember the three things. I have three things to must remember in online security service. Confidential, integrity, and availability. Confidential prevents sensitive information from reaching wrong people while making sure that the right people can use it. Integrity. Maintain the consistency, accuracy, and worthiness of information over its lifestyle. And lastly, availability. Ensure that the information is available when it's needed. And that is my presentation today. Would you like it? Comment down below. Thank you so much for listening and understanding how important our personal safety is in today's modern generation of technology. Let us always be careful what God has in store for us. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the both of our speakers. Based on what we heard, the technology and internet is now a part of our daily life. So, we need to adjust to be fair on it. And we must take care of ourselves while using it. Parents, remember to guide your children whenever they are using gadgets. Now, we will choose questions from the comment section on YouTube for our speakers to hopefully answer it. First question from our viewer, Casey Gallo. What will be happen if I don't accept cookie from website?
Well, let me answer that for you. Some companies, though only some, simply won't just let you use their website if you don't accept their cookie. But for most part, you can still use the majority of the internet without accepting or using a cookie. Though if you really wanted to not accept these cookies and you can gain access to a website, I recommend that you should just find another website that can answer or give you the same or relevant informations without accepting a cookie. And I am very much sure that there will be at least one website that can be your alternative to gather your wished informations.
We hope that we answer your questions rather. Second question from our viewer also in YouTube from Maridel Cabrito. What are the main online threats in 2020?
Mm, let's answer that question. Okay. Okay. According to my research, the main common threats of this year is more on, like I say, phishing attacks that's common, remote worker endpoint security, cloud hacking, IoT devices, sophisticated and targeted ransom attacks, deepfakes, mobile malwares, and 5G to Wi-Fi security vulnerabilities.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson, for answering. We hope that we answer your question. Last but not the least, question from our YouTube viewer also, Haula Giamaludin. Where do cyber threats came from?
Okay, I take that privilege. Thank you very much for your wonderful question. Threats to control system can come from numerous sources, just like I tackled earlier, including hostile governments, terrorist groups, disgruntled employees, and malicious intruders. To protect against three threats, it is necessary to create a secure cyber barrier around the Industrial Control System, or ICS. Hope you answered that.
Thank you to the people who gave their questions. Now, that's all for today. I hope you learn and enjoy our webinar. We deeply appreciate your presence. Always remember to achieve cyber safety, be cyber ready. Think before clicking. Thank you and God bless.